guys, how's it going? It is Eve, and today we are going to be talking about my first impressions for EVE Valkyrie Warzones. So right off the bat, we're going to address two topics. One actually being that this game is required to be played with a controller of some sorts. Keyboard and mouse, it does work, but it isn't the greatest playing experience, so a controller of some sorts is recommended. Elephant number two is actually the UI in the game. The UI is still factored under its mandatory VR requirement that it used to have. That being said, the UI still looks like it did on the VR. If you can get past that and the whole controller requirement, it is a pretty fun game and I do highly recommend it. So right off the bat, we have a total of 5 game modes. We have Team Deathmatch, Control, Carrier Assault, Wormholes, and Extraction. Right now, in my 7 hours that I did play this game, there are currently no wormholes. This seems to be more of some kind of a weekend event or something along those lines. Right now on screen you are actually looking at gameplay of Team Deathmatch. This is actually against bots. I just found that bots would be easier to record against, as I wouldn't have a player chasing me the entire time. But these bots are not like your typical kind of bots that you'll find in some other shooter. These actually do come after you and they will take you out pretty dang quickly. Doesn't matter how good you are, they will find a way to get you. Next thing is the ships in EVE Valkyrie. The ships all have their own type of playstyle and a slight learning curve to them. For example, right now on screen you are looking at is the Shadow. This is actually a brand new ship. It is a covert op ship. It is a ship meant for looking for the guy that's pretty low health and kind of just going for him, blap him, get out of there. A lot of people in this game that I found play with the assault ships. It is mainly a assault on assault ship battle. There are some people that will occasionally fly supports, but I've only ever ran into one of those players in my whole 7 hours. The maps in EVE Valkyrie actually do put into perspective of how small you actually are in your fighter, or drone, or however you want to call it. When you're flying right up against a Abaddon or an Orca, or really just the carriers in general, you really get the sense of feeling of just how big that carrier is. There is a map called the Necropolis, and it has the wrecks of a lot of super capital ships like the Avatar, the Nyx, some dreadnoughts, and you can just see how big they are, flying beside them, flying over them, through them. It's just a really awesome experience and a really good job done by the map design team and the art department. Like you guys are taking or watching right now on screen, the combat in EVE Valkyrie is chaotic. It is really fast paced. It is kind of a really 1 second you're here, 1 second you're there, 1 second you're alive, the other second you're dead. It is really chaotic and you really have to be on top of things at any given moment. That being said, you also need to know the ship you are flying. The more efficient you are flying the ship, the more experience you have in it leads to the better upgrades you can have. The upgrading system in EVE Valkyrie is in a way similar to EVE Online's fitting system. It is not entirely the same by any regard. You don't buy modules, you don't fit them. They kind of got rid of that since Dust 5.14. In EVE Valkyrie, the more you fly the ship, the more experience you will get. If you complete the whole match in that ship, you will get, for example, 5,000 XP for that ship. That 5,000 XP can be put into a little tree that will allow you to upgrade, for example, your weaponry. There can be a downside to it. It could be plus 20% rate of fire, but minus 15% damage per shot. Yes, you are shooting faster, but you are doing less damage to your enemy. When I first saw this next feature, I was pretty hesitant. Now that I see it on the Steam store page, it makes me a little bit of a on the fence, but since they did almost the exact same thing with EVE Online, it's not surprising. EVE Valkyrie does have microtransactions. These are not any microtransactions that will in the long run harm you or get certain players higher advantages for spending, for example, $1,000 on the game. these are really mainly cosmetic items and just kind of some XP boosters and stuff like that. But in the long run, it doesn't matter if you put in $29.99 that the game costs, or you put in $1,000 in the game in order to get the cosmetic items or some kind of advantage over the player. You're only as good as you pilot the ship you are flying, because at the end of the day, there's probably always going to be someone better than you in the exact same ship that you are flying. So when it comes to the microtransaction, it's really up to you if you want to get the loot boxes that EVE Valkyrie offers. The really only biggest thing I got out of them was a 10-minute double XP implant. But in my eyes, I really don't see a use for that. I might just pop it in just to get that extra XP, but I don't really see myself putting money into this game other than just sitting down to enjoy the game and just have some fun shooting some other people in really fast-paced combat. As a conclusion to my first impressions of EVE Valkyrie, I did kind of touch on the positive, negatives, and in the middle throughout this video. I will say that I personally do enjoy the game. It is pretty fun. Idea, the concept is great. It does need some refining, for example the UI for us 2D players, and if they can really just kind of possibly put out 2 versions, that one that allows us to have a better UI, that would be greatly appreciated, but in the long run we're probably not going to see that happen. I also do wish to see some more events tied in between EVE Online and EVE Valkyrie. Other than that, because EVE Valkyrie and EVE Online right now are the only really major games that CCP is supporting, I'm not really going to be talking too much about EVE Gunjack. That is an entirely different game and entirely different video. So in the long run, I do enjoy this game. I do recommend it. So if you guys do want to go ahead and check it out, there will be a link below to the Steam store page that you can pick it up, and I hope to see you in game. That is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions of EVE Valkyrie. I did kind of criticize, I did praise the game, I did do a mixture of both. No hate was intended, but it is more of some constructive criticism for the EVE Valkyrie team. So with that being said, fly dangerous, and I will be covering EVE Valkyrie some more once some more updates start rolling out for the game. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. You guys can check out my other previous videos by clicking the 2 thumbnails on screen right now, and if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Fly dangerous. Peace.